You didn't click on this because you wanted to hear something new. You clicked because you finally wanted to hear someone else say what you've been whispering to yourself in the middle of the night. You've been feeling the shift, the static in the collective, and you've been waiting for a confirmation that isn't part of the programming. This isn't a prediction. This is a mirror. If you're ready to see what you've been looking away from, let's begin. Welcome to Bad Dad Tarot. All right, guys, welcome in. Appreciate you guys being here. Let's get us incense going here. So this is going to be a reading, definitely a shadow work reading, but it's about something that we have been, let's get you guys cleansed up here. It's about, cleanse the table here as well. It's something we've been ignoring. Not that we haven't seen it. We can choose to try to act like we don't see it, but it's there nonetheless. So without further ado, let's jump into this reading. Let me get switched over to the other frame here. All right, let's do this. So we're going to start off with a dark mirror card and kind of see where this is going to be taking us. Okay. Appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. We'll be doing lives again here real soon. So make sure you subscribe so you get notifications. When I go live, I do free and donation-based readings. Like a free reading live. Make sure you subscribe. Didn't mean to rhyme, but it's all in due time. All right, let's do this. Let's see what we got. Some shadow. That is really odd that this came up. This is the child I was meant to be. Now, you can believe me or not believe me, but before I even started shuffling, when I first picked up this deck, this was on the bottom of the deck, and I thought, well, that's interesting. I wonder if that should be the title of my next video. I don't think that's what it is. This is about a message that we've been ignoring because we already know the truth of it. We already know that it's true. So this can be number 8. This is the infinity symbol or eternity symbol. Some people say what comes around goes around, but it's the lemniscate. Now, in this card, the child I was meant to be, she is holding what looks to be like a seed that is growing. So it's the something growing from something that was implanted in us as children or when we were a child. I don't know. Let's do it like this. We'll put this up here. I won't cry for you, number 22. With her tears of blood, and is this me? Number 4, which would be the 22 going forward. The 22 equals 4. All right then. Oh, sorry about that. Hitting the microphone. Let's see what this is, guys. The child I was meant to be. In the subconscious position of my table, we have I won't cry for you. And then going forward, not necessarily a predictive outcome, but if we face this truth that we've been avoiding, this message that's being given to us in the silence while we're alone, in the silence of the night, as you're laying there to go to sleep, the thoughts that come to mind, there's something that keeps coming to mind. It can be reminiscing about childhood days. It can be thinking about, looking back on, like, I wish I would have made different decisions. But this is also the child I was meant to be. Feeling like we maybe missed out on our childhood, or feeling like we weren't allowed to be. This is like some shadow work, inner child healing as well. But this is like the why wasn't I allowed to be the child that I feel like I was meant to be? Maybe you had to grow up quickly. Maybe you were in a position, which happened a lot in my generation, but maybe you were in a position where you were, because a single parent household or something like that, you had to be more of an adult figure for your siblings. Even when you were younger, you had to like take care of or look out for your siblings. Parents had to work, or parent had to work, so you had to be the one responsible to make sure your siblings ate. So maybe you were like 12 years old, but you were wearing the shoes of an adult in the situation, which is not a negative thing at all. I'm not saying that it was negative. I'm just saying it wasn't the child that we feel like we were meant to be. And internally, subconsciously, the shadow aspect we're facing is like, I'm not going to cry for you, talking to yourself. I'm not going to cry for you. I won't cry for you. I won't find sympathy for myself. Maybe I'm more apt to find sympathy for others. I'm more apt to be empathetic to others' pain, others' circumstances, but I won't look at my own circumstances and feel sorry for myself. I refuse to feel sorry for myself. That kind of situation. And then going forward, is this me? And she's a battle ready. Her sword is down, so she's not really speaking going forward on what she needs to face, but she's ready to if she needs to. So is this like about growing up too quickly, growing up, being forced to grow up? I don't want to say too fast, but being forced to grow up fast. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's get us a couple of these little guys. I'm gonna place them up here. Let's see where it takes us. What's the story here, Spirit? What is it that we're trying to avoid, even though it's right there in front of us? Every night we face it. Every single time we try to lay our heads to rest, we're having to face this thing. We avoid it because we know it's the truth. Maybe you're like myself and you had children at a very young age. You were just a baby having babies. You know, that was real common amongst my generation. All right, so let's see. We have the harvest. We have the scythe or the sickle. For number 10, it's for harvesting. And this is just springtime, so the thing that you planted, you're seeing it grow, and now it's time to harvest it, maybe. Then we have the clover, number 2. So we have 222 on the board already. Which would be 6 plus the 4 is our 10. So this is like coming into the harvest time. I meant to grab 1, but we grabbed 2. So let's see what we have. We have number 16 and we have number 22. Again, 222. 222 on the board. 222 down here, 22 down here, the road. I won't cry for you. I've got to make decisions. I don't have time to cry for myself. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to look back and regret. The past is an illusion. The past only exists in our imagination or in our minds. It was real, but it is no longer real in the current circumstances, in the current not atmosphere, but it's just not real in our present. But let's do some more blessing on this here. All right. I haven't used this deck in a while, but we're going to break out the old deck and see what we have. May clarify with a different deck. But what do we have here, Spirit? What is, give me 3 for this, the child I was meant to be. Whoa. All right. Those will stay where they're at. We'll keep them there. Got some kind of a bridge from the subconscious. So we'll see what that is in a moment. Prince of Cups. The child I was meant to be. But this is taking action in empathy, taking action on our intuition, taking action on our emotions. This can be going to present some kind of love, but again, I'm taking this to be more about the self. So this can be like I'm taking action to show myself love that I wasn't able to show myself as the child I was meant to be, my inner child. This is some inner child like healing. We're taking steps and action to show our inner child some love, letting the inner child know, hey, you did the best you could. You weren't equipped for the world that you were faced with or the circumstances you were faced with. This is about that harvest. This is about changing our perception of what we endured or what we had to go through or what we were faced with, the obstacles. Not necessarily that it was a negative thing. Again, I'm not saying that, but it was growth. And the Knight of Wands, the Prince of Cups, though, is actually like the king in these, in this deck. The Knight of Wands, again, taking action. Something maybe we were told that we couldn't accomplish as a child, or we told ourselves we couldn't accomplish it because we had too many other things. I need to focus on this thing. I need to focus on being a young parent. I can't focus on trying to chase after a dream. I got to be realistic, and being realistic is like the killer of the imagination. So, and the Fool, yes, again, taking action on a dream. Is it too late? I'm almost 53 years old. Is it too late for me to take action on dreams? I don't think so. Age is nothing but a number, they say, right? Let's find out what these two are, and then I'll pull cards for these. Sideways, this is the 3 of Swords, sorrow. You get to choose whether or not, with it coming out sideways, this is a choice. So I won't cry for you, being bridged by what to sorrow, the bridge to sorrow. 9 of Discs in reverse, which is gain. You didn't gain, you didn't get to see some success, or maybe you don't feel like you're successful, but you're telling yourself, hey, it's your, you know, it was your own actions. If you are like me at all, maybe you spend a lot of time in your head, not necessarily in regret, but you replay different things over the last, for me, it's been over the last like 2 or 3 decades. I could have made this decision differently, which may have ended up being this instead. I should have thought more about what the future was going to look like when I was at this age, and now the situation that I'm facing is because of the poor decisions I made back then. You know, it's that kind of thing. But I won't feel sorry for myself because I'm the one who made the decision. I knew better, I just wasn't doing better, kind of thing. The Knight of Swords, again, this is action. This is action on the thoughts rather than spending time in that whole regret or reminiscing about, well, 30 years ago I could have made a different decision and I didn't make a different decision. So now I've got to make a decision now and try to be more mature, more aware of what my choices, where they might lead me down this road. When I am faced with the choices of the 22, the two different directions I could go, which one am I going to take and what's it going to lead to? Is it going to lead to luck? Is it going to lead to this star, this 16 could be like a fame kind of thing. I'm kind of getting the story of Joseph and the technicolored coat. In the Bible, it's just the coat of many colors, but his brothers were all jealous, and he had a dream that he was basically the sun, and there were 12 stars that bowed. They surrounded him and bowed before him, which were his 12 brothers. When he spoke that dream, they got jealous and they took him and threw him in a pit. So maybe some of the things that we were faced with weren't actually maybe that's what we're looking at with this Knight of Swords and the I won't cry for you. Like, hey, it already happened. You can't go crying over spilled milk kind of thing. I couldn't help the situation. The people that should have taught me better weren't able to teach me better because maybe they didn't know better. So maybe we're looking at things from a logical aspect, but you get to decide. I won't cry for you. What's the bridge to the sorrow is not gaining anything. I wasn't successful in life due to these certain things that happened or these certain decisions that were made for me, but I'm not going to cry over it. I don't have time for that. I've got to keep moving forward. Cruelty, Nine of Swords. Cruelty to the self. We're being cruel to ourselves, putting the weight and the blame of it on our own selves, but choosing not to feel sorry. And then the Nine of Cups. So we had the Nine of Disc or Pentacles in the reverse because we're cruel to ourselves, and Nine of Cups is happiness. We feel like by taking action here now, we feel like we maybe are able to still find that happiness, that true sense of happiness and fulfillment. Again, maybe you're kind of like me. You had children young, you tried to do the right thing, that Knight of Swords. You tried to do what you thought was right. You tried to, maybe you got married young, you were both young, and you can put all the blame on your spouse because it didn't work out. If it didn't work out, it ended badly. You could try to put all the blame on them, but it was a decision that was made with both of you. Nobody forced you, I don't think, you obviously still could have said no, even if you felt like you were being forced. Unless somebody was threatening your life over it, nobody forced you to have the child young. Nobody forced you to say yes to getting married young or whatever. Maybe you felt like you were in love, but now you're looking back and you're beating yourself up over these past decisions that were made. Let's see, is this me going forward? What's the is this me? Is this me going forward? Is this me? The Knight of Cups. I think we had every knight come out at this point. The Knight of Cups. This is this me? Is this me? Am I loving? Am I compassionate? Am I empathetic to others? Can I give myself the same empathy or sympathy? I'm not saying I have to wallow in something and go into some depressive state of mind, like, oh, things are so bad. It's not that. Things can be better. There's hope. That's what this Knight of Cups is. There's hope. Is this me? Am I hopeful? If I am responsible with my words, with my own thoughts. If I can capture my thoughts before they come out of my mouth, with that sword being in the down position, although she's ready for battle, I'm ready. I just don't have to speak on it necessarily. I don't have to speak on what I'm thinking necessarily. And then we have the Ten of Cups, satiety, meaning being satiated, being satisfied. This is in reverse. Won't stop till I'm satisfied. Nothing satisfies. Is this me? That's in the subconscious. Again, it's not over here, but in the way I'm laying out these cards. The action we're trying to take is an offer of love. Could be to another. Like, I deserve this opportunity. I deserve this chance at happiness, but which is our happiness. I deserve this chance, but I don't feel like anything will satisfy me. I've had all of these other things in my life, in my past, and nothing satisfied. Nothing ever really satisfies. What's wrong with me? Is this me? Is it me that's not being satisfied? Or is it the inner child that I need to deal with and heal and comfort and go back and have a conversation with your inner child? Let them know again, like, yeah, you did the best you could with what you were equipped with. You were just a child. And then we have the Three of Cups, abundance in the reverse. Well, why is that? Why do we have abundance in the reverse? The Three of Cups. Overall, I'm feeling like this whole message, the thing that we're not facing because we know it's true, is not that we can't be satisfied, but it's that we're putting a heavy blame on ourselves that we need to be releasing ourselves from. If we take action on something that we believe will bring us happiness, we're getting cold feet in it because we don't feel like it'll bring us abundance. I'm trying to think of a good analogy in this situation, but it would be like a new job. Let's say that, okay? It could be relationship, but let's say it's like, I really thought this new job because it was better pay and it's in a field that I had a lot of interest in, but then you go into the job and the job itself isn't what you imagined it to be. Or maybe it is, like I said, a relationship. It's not what you imagined it to be. So you don't feel like there's abundance there. It doesn't mean that you can't still find happiness in it. And I'm not saying to lower your expectations, but I'm saying maybe the expectations are unreasonable, unrealistic, and they're too high. Okay, so it's like we're not being realistic about our expectations. Let's say you start a YouTube channel. Let's just say that, or whatever social media. This will be on Rumble as well. But let's say you start a channel where I'll use myself for example. I started a tarot channel and then I turned to doing reactions. The channel blew up over the reactions that I was doing. I was trying to integrate tarot at the same time with the reactions on that channel. This is several years ago. And you get a couple of really good, like I had a couple of videos that reached like 40,000 views. The subscriber count didn't go up that much, and then faced a bunch of copyright stuff, so shut it all down. And then I started a new channel and wanted to just focus on the tarot like now. And I'm not seeing the growth that I would like to see, but I haven't set my expectations to an unreal. I know how hard it is. This is a real battle out here just doing like YouTube and content creation. But let's say it's like that. maybe you did think, well, because I had such success in this, all those same people, those 45,000 people that were watching those videos of me doing a reaction to their favorite artist, they enjoyed me. They enjoyed my humor and my personality. So that's what they're there for. Realistically, they were there because they were supporting the artist that you were doing a reaction to, that I was doing a reaction to. So it would be, if I was in the mindset of, well, if I start a new channel, I'm automatically going to go right up to a couple thousand people again. And it's not happening. I could beat myself up over it, you know, I could be all depressed and everything over it, or I could just keep grinding, you know. Sometimes it's not paying, you know. Sometimes it'll take a little while before you actually see, say, the payoff. So the thing that you know is true that you're avoiding is that it wasn't you. Even with tarot, I have some people who come because they enjoy the energy that I bring, the vibes. There's several people that will come and join my lives because they enjoy the vibe of the live. Again, not trying to be rhyming again like I did to begin with, but more often than not, people come to the lives because I'm advertising free readings. They just want what I can give them. They don't want to be there because they want to give to me. Now, sometimes, again, like I said, there are some who do. But it's like sometimes they don't. It's like having fair weather friends, or what do they call that? Not reciprocation. It's a what's the term I'm looking for? Transactional friendships, or a transactional relationship. I'll give you what I think you want, or what I think you need, in order to keep giving me what I want from you. That is just a mishap. But Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. That reminds me of our Is This Me girl, but this one is the Sword Up. Wow, she looks like that girl that's been in look at her face. What's that girl's name? They got in trouble. Sweeney? Something Sweeney? I can't remember. She's a very attractive young lady, but kind of looks like her. I think she's in the algorithm again for doing some, I don't know if it's for a movie or something, but she's like wearing a leash and I don't know, whatever, to each their own. I ain't hating on you. God, understand, I'm down with some of that myself. Or used to be, 7 years celibate, but hey, Stan, let you freak out. Anyway, hey guys, as I'm finishing up this last couple of shuffles here, I do have a music channel you can go over and support. I'm on Spotify with some music. I'm on Rumble. Got a couple of other things that I'll announce when we do get back to doing lives, which again said will be very, very soon. Very soon. So make sure that you're subscribed. I mean, yeah, I'm shooting for possibly this weekend. I'm recording this on April 15th, tax day. One more shuffle here. It's a Wednesday right now. I'm shooting for Coffee and Tarot live, hopefully Saturday morning. We have a lot of stuff that I need to get done, so pushing through the pain, but it's not as bad as it was a month to a month and a half ago. It's been slow healing process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Winter. Take care of your needs. Winter doesn't have to necessarily be the actual season of winter, but it could feel cold, could feel being cold to yourself. What does the winter card represent? Let me switch to this other zoomed in on the table. Winter is 144. Wow, 444, 144 have been something I've been seeing a lot. 1144 I've been seeing a lot. Now we've got the 222s, the 4 out here. So 144, let's see what it is. And we'll wrap this one up. So the winter, let's go back to this one. Never mind the little green light. I need to put something over that if you end up seeing the little green light on here. But it's got the wolf. It says, take care of your needs. Do everything you need to be at your best. Then move beyond your fears and limitations. All right. That's a message all in itself, right? For many of the animal realm, winter is a time of hibernation and retreat. You may wish to curl up in a ball too, but although you may not feel as bright as you'd like to be, a primal force within is encouraging you to continue. The winter card features a wolf, one of few animals that stay active all year round. Put it back over here. Wolves know what it's like to work alone or thrive within a pack. So if you feel you need to go it alone at this time, know that wolf medicine will help you move beyond your insecurities and relax in your own space. You have an opportunity to move beyond your fears. Although you may feel in the dark, get comfortable with being in the unknown and trust that the light within you will sustain you through what may seem a challenging process. Ask yourself what you need to do to feel supported and alive. You may uncover something from your past that you have buried deep. Know that when you unearth it and shed light on it, you create space for miracles. You may feel like a lone wolf right now, but it's time for you to be the alpha. When the winter card arrives in the future position of a spread or as the last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming winter will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you're subscribing. I can't say it enough. Make sure you're subscribing. Help me get this channel growing. If you enjoy what I do, share the messages if you feel like people would resonate with this or you feel like they might benefit from any of these messages. Check out my music and all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. All right. Have a good one.